Be
I
quiet.
know, be very, 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 very quiet.
Quiet.
All right, so welcome to Rantpocalypse Live, and we are talking Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 1 and 2. We got a nice double-header premiere for Fear the Walking Dead, so I think we're good. I think we're live. It looks like it to me. I can see both of us on the screen.
Yeah, I saw me too, and then I heard double audio, so I had to shut Facebook off so that I can't see it anymore.
Okay, yeah. If we're getting double audio, feel free to let us know. Andrew, I think you're here in the chat. We appreciate you stopping by, man. You are always awesome, hanging out with us as we chit chat about whatever the hell we're chit chatting about.
I know.
Because you never know with us. It's all over the board. That's for sure.
I'm excited that we're actually going to get to finally talk about Fear the Walking Dead and be excited about talking about Fear the Walking Dead.
It is a very weird feeling. We weren't quite sure if we were going to cover Fear the Walking Dead. It was really down to the wire on whether or not that we were actually going to discuss this show on a week-to-week basis. We're still not, 100% sold. I think that we know that we're going to come here and discuss Fear the Walking Dead as long as we are digging each and every episode.
Yes, I think that was the whole thing. It was like, okay, let's just wait and see how the episode is, and then if we like it, we'll chit chat about it.
Yes, I think that's how it's going to go, and that's how we're going to do it each and every week. Whenever we watch the episodes, then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss the episodes live here on Facebook with you guys, because we want you guys to be able to engage with us while we record these reviews and reactions and discussions and whatnot of each episode of Fear the Walking Dead. So yeah, we are talking episode 1, which was entitled Eye of the Beholder, and episode 2, which was a very interesting name, The New Frontier, which I was half expecting to see like Clementine and all these people come into Fear the Walking Dead with that title. I don't know if that... Do you think that was an Easter egg for the Telltale Games players?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think that maybe the writers and Dave Erickson and everybody, they were just like, where have the New Frontier?
I know.
Just keeps ringing in my head. It sounds like such a great episode.
It seems
title.
good.
Yeah.
It seems good, really good. And someone finally comes up and says, hey, you know that there's the game title that. Oh, the what kind of game?
Yeah. What is that? I've never.
I don't know. Does Dave Erickson seem like a guy that plays video games? He seems really stressed.
I would imagine so. I would be stressed as well if you are in charge of a Walking Dead franchise, regardless of its Fear or if it's the main show Walking Dead. I would be super stressed 24/7 and super worried about whether or not my show was going to be a success in season 3, because I think a lot of us fans of just zombie apocalyptic survival horror stuff, we've been slightly let down by Fear the Walking Dead in season 1. Season 2, I think we started to go on a little bit better trajectory of good to there was more good episodes than there were bad episodes. We had fun with it.
It got better. It definitely got better.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to talk Fear the Walking Dead. As you can see here on our stream, we've got it outlined how we're going to discuss this episode. We've got the topics that we're going to break down for episodes 1 and 2. Again, we had a nice double-sized premiere for season 3. So we're going to be discussing why did Travis have to die, because that was unexpected. And
that was unexpected. Yeah. And I wanted to, because I was watching that live, and I knew you weren't able to. No. And so I only did one tweet, because I didn't want to kill it for you, and I even said in the tweet, no spoilers, but holy shit, I can't wait to talk about that.
It was definitely a holy shit moment. I think whenever we were discussing early this morning, I texted you and I said, hey, did you watch Fear yet? And you said, yeah, I've watched the first episode, and then I started to watch the second episode, and you said, in that very beginning of the second episode, you're going to be watching it, and you're going to just go, what the fuck just what was that? What just happened?
What just happened? How I had no idea. So, and I know you're still outlining the stuff that we're going to talk about. So you go ahead and keep going.
I did have that moment. I was right there with you and most likely everybody else watching Fear. Like, what the crap just happened? And is that real? Our number 2 topic is, was Troy's methods actual science? Is this something that, although he was doing something that was, very evil in its manner, but what he was accomplishing, could that be considered science? So we would like to see you guys' thoughts on that and hear you guys' discussions in the comments, and we'll get into all you guys' comments here in a little bit too. And our third topic is, should the Ottos, our new characters that we were introduced to in Season 3, Episodes 1 and 2, should they be trusted? And would you guys have stayed at Broke Jaw Ranch? And then we'll get into some chat discussion, and we'll give you our overall score out of 5 bacons. That's how we review the episodes around here before we get into the overall chat
And
discussion.
Before we go too far, we do know that Mr. Otto was introduced last season, so no one's screaming at Facebook going, he was there, he was the one that got Ophelia. Yes, he was.
That's another topic into itself that I've completely forgot about. Like,
where the crap is she?
Yeah, where the crap is Ophelia? I completely forgot about that until you mentioned that happened at the end of Season 2. So yeah, good point on that one. And if you want to go support us, you can go to patreon.com/rantpocalypse. We're going to be having our own Patreon. I know everybody's doing that these days, and yes, it is a great way to support us in our journeys of recapping and reviewing TV shows and playing video games and all that fun stuff, all the good stuff like that. So, all right, so I say we get right into it, and yeah, why the hell did Travis have to die?
I mean, seriously, it's an interesting question. I think he was too good for this world.
Yeah.
I mean, his journey had really ended. He had tried to protect his son. It was all about saving Chris. I can't remember what his ex-wife's name was.
Yeah, I can't remember her name either, but she's been so long ago. I mean, it's
right. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
Yes.
But he told her, that's what he's going to do. He's going to take care of their son, and that didn't happen. So I kind of feel like, I don't know. I just feel like his journey was somewhat over.
Yeah.
But we should have known that he was going to die when he became Rambo.
Yes, he finally became the character that we had always wanted him to become. Whenever the show was first announced, and we see this character of Travis, and we all recognized him from other shows. We're like, oh man, this dude, he's awesome. He's a badass. We can't wait to see how incredible he is in those moments that you get on The Walking Dead and these survival horror apocalyptic TV shows or books or movies, where that one character, they always rise to the occasion and they're badasses, and they save everybody, and he just wasn't that character for the first, more or less, because there was 15 episodes in Season 2, there were 6 episodes in Season 1, so let's just say 14 plus 6 is 20. So basically 20 episodes, he really wasn't that character that we all wanted him to be, and he really frustrated a lot of us viewers. But man, you're totally right. He started to become this badass, and in episode 1, you think, all right, this is it. This is Travis's time to die. They set up this elaborate-ass, zombie fighting pit arena. Yes.
And he took them all out.
Yeah.
So it's like it's that bait and switch. You think that that's the place that it's going to happen, and instead, in this totally moment that they took me by surprise.
Yeah.
When something like hit the helicopter, I'm like, what the crap?
Yeah. Who's shooting at the helicopter?
Yeah. Well, at first I didn't even realize they were shooting.
Yeah.
And then when he grabs his neck. I thought, okay, maybe he can make it. And then when he shows, his belly, it's just like, wow, guts everywhere. So I thought it was in true Travis fashion the way he died. He knew he was going to die and turn.
Yeah.
So, he's like, the only thing I can do is drop from this helicopter. So that was awesome.
Oh, it was incredibly touching to see him die in that way. It was so unexpected, and I totally understand now why they had the double-sized premiere, because could you imagine you see all this stuff go down in episode 1, and it was action-packed. Like episode 1 was incredible. It was just from start to finish, it was just balls to the wall, crazy action, like human on human situations that were really bad, and then Walker on human situations that were incredible.
Rats on humans.
Yeah, rats on humans. And super zombie that completely pulled. I think his name is Noel Fisher. He was one of my favorite characters on Shameless. Mickey from Shameless.
Yes.
And pulled him through a freaking wall, which was I mean
bent him backwards in his face fell off. I mean, it was incredible. It was great.
I half expected the Tyrant from the Resident Evil franchise to come busting out of that concrete wall, and because I thought that was going to go down, because if you've ever played Resident Evil 1, at the very end of Resident Evil 1, you have this moment and you're on a helicopter pad, and all of a sudden the Tyrant comes out. I think it was the Tyrant in episode 1. I know he was around in other Resident Evils, but I feel like it was Resident Evil 1. And you got to get the rocket launcher and you got to blow him up. But yeah, I seriously thought that was about to go down in Fear the Walking Dead, because I thought that they'd made some kind of freaking Hulk zombie or something like that.
Right.
But going back to Travis, so you think in episode 1 that's his moment, that he's going to go, and it was just like the opening minutes of episode 2 where it's just so peaceful. It's like, oh, they're taking this nice helicopter ride. Yeah, they're getting away, and then it's just like, what the crap just happened? Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe it. And I would love to know, did they discuss this at all on The Talking Dead, or Fear the Talking Dead, whatever they call it?
I think it's Fear the Talking Dead.
Yeah.
They discussed the fact that we will find out eventually who was shooting at them. That part we'll find out later.
They didn't have any explanation on why Travis had to go, or why they they always have the TV speak of why that character had to go, and I really want to know, did Cliff Curtis did he have another job?
Okay, I think he has another job. I just feel like it. He was not sorry. He wasn't sad. He didn't seem sad.
Yeah.
He said his deal was in this franchise, he feels like the spouse of the main character, which he's considering Madison to be the main character, is going to die quickly. He said, I saw Lori died, so he knew he wasn't going to last. So he wasn't planning on, going into this. He didn't seem really sad.
And he made it to season 3. And Lori made it to season 3. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or did she make it to season 4?
No, she made it to 4.
Okay.
She made it to 4.
That's right, because they totally screwed up season 3 with the governor's arrival, and then they went into season 4 and kind of redid it all. So
yeah, but I don't know. He didn't seem super tore up, and that's what I was going to tell you. The Fear the Talking Dead is a little rough.
Yeah.
I think especially for what's his name, Chris
Hardwick, yeah.
Because for him, when he's so used to the Walking Dead cast and how great they all are together, and they love each other, and they all have so much to say. This cast is like, he's great.
It was cool hanging out on the set.
It was super awesome. So he says to Alicia, the chick you love so much, he asks her, give me a fond memory of Cliff Curtis on the set. And she said, well, he tried to teach me how to play chess.
Oh.
And Cliff Curtis goes, that's your fond memory? I tried to teach you how to play chess? I mean, he was ripped by it.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell? We spent, 2 seasons together on this TV show, and, and probably, pretty probably pretty hard conditions to film in because they're filming down in Mexico for a lot of it, and I would imagine that it's hot outside where they're filming. I don't know 100%. Maybe it's not a super hot climate. Like I know in Atlanta it is. And whenever they're filming during the summers, it was
had to have been hot. I mean, they were in the desert.
They always talk about on The Walking Dead whenever they talk about the other cast members, and they speak of them so fondly that you think that like they literally all sleep in like a some camp together, and they're all like in bunk beds hanging out in the morning and going down to
there's
dinner
just like total love. Oh my God, he shaved his beard and I kept it in my refrigerator. Exactly. I mean, it's like, oh my God. But these guys are like, damn, what did he do?
Yeah.
It was
one time he brought me coffee.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was really. Oh no, wait, that wasn't you.
Yeah. That was Sean Hattasey in season 1. I completely forgot about that guy.
So it was really a little rough to watch. And Cliff Curtis had. Now I didn't get to watch all of The Talking Dead, but the part I watched. In the first 5 minutes, he had everything said that he was going to say about this role and this character.
It definitely it feels a little bit weird to me to see him go this quickly into season 3. Yes, I knew that he had gotten another job. I'd heard, obviously they reported it on some of the entertainment sites that Cliff Curtis. I don't know what the show is, but I know that he's been cast in another show. And so, I'm thinking logically.
Is he in the Avatar movies or something?
He is in those, but I mean, hell. I mean, come on.
I mean, they're making like 4 of them. That's a full-time freaking forever job.
But they've been in like production or pre-production for a decade, it feels like.
That's true. That's true.
So, I mean, they've literally created an entire Avatar park before they made the second freaking movie. So
yeah, that's very true.
But yes, I think he's a part of that, and he got this other TV show. But the way that it happened, it did feel a little bit contrived to me because I didn't understand it. I like this quote that IGN has to say about Travis's death, and it goes along the same lines of what you were referring to, the fact that he was just too good for this world. But this is what IGN's Matt Fowler had to say, that basically. Because he was kind of confused as well. He's like, I can't believe that Travis died in this way, and especially after the fact that he had came so far. He murdered those 2 douchebags at the end of season 2. He had this the pit and everything. So this is what he had to say, was the fact that maybe that was enough, was that Travis needed to go since his death marked the end of the entire the blended family that they had. Now we're just left with the Clarks and their crazy situation, and maybe that's enough because Travis was too damaged a soul to continue and should now only serve in death as a motivation for Madison and Nick, who blames himself for all of it, to stop squabbling and start surviving more as a unit. And he also goes on to say that this also seems to kind of helped Alicia out as well, to get more on board with Madison and Nick, and because she's always had this strained relationship with Nick. She even kind of talks about it with the new character Jack, I think, at some point, because they both have this odd relationship with another family member, with a sibling. Jake, not Jack. Jake with Troy, and Alicia with Nick. For me, I don't know if I look at it in that respect. I think that IGN's Matt Fowler is looking at it as a positive thing, that this is going to help give them a stronger bond and they'll be able to survive more. For me, I felt like this was the last ray of sunshine for Alicia in her, or not Alicia, but Madison in her life. And now that he's out the way, she can totally become the villain that I always felt that she was going to become.
She could become Shane.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, to me, that's who she needs to be, is a Shane-like character. Yes. And actually probably get worse than Shane. But yeah, she's on her way to Crazy Town, thoroughly and completely on her way to Crazy Town. And Travis, even in those moments before he died, when she suddenly, thought, shit, this dude's hot. And she's like, wiping off the little blood off of him, trying to create a little heat. He kind of, to me, he was like, bitch.
Yeah, he wasn't really feeling her. It didn't seem like as much as, it was like the tables had turned, where she was more into Travis, whereas she wasn't that way in the beginning, but then all of a sudden, she's into Travis again. So
okay, all right, I already acted this out for you one time, but I'm gonna act it out for you one more time.
Okay, this is Kelly's reenactment of Madison being really sad in Fear the Walking Dead, as she just lost the love of her life, Travis.
Damn it.
Oh my God. It was, masterful performance. That was so
Thank you.
So phenomenal. So phenomenal.
I couldn't tell if I felt no emotion from her, and I couldn't tell if she was trying to. Did you hear my dog just go?
I think your dog just groaned at that performance. I think that's the same reaction that we had during that performance of Madison's.
Oh God, this is the second time I've seen that.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
She didn't seem. It didn't seem genuine at all to me. At all.
No, and
I felt that's.
No, and I think that. Not going too deeply into this, but I think that the
why not?
Well,
I just pooped my pants.
Yeah, you did. Well, the lady that plays Madison, Kim Dickens. So I don't feel like that is a strength of hers as an actress, and that's to be the
emotional tender one.
Yeah,
she doesn't do tender.
No, she doesn't. She was freaking great on House of Cards, and she's like a ruthless badass on House of Cards. I wouldn't say she's ruthless, but she's like, she's very driven to get shit done, and that's the character that I think she plays best. And whenever they go to that side of her on Fear the Walking Dead, it just cuts into any believability right there.
Exactly. And I don't mean to be mean, because I'm not an actress.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish they would have shortened it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. To stop trying to make it happen, because it's not. Stab her, for the fuck's sake. Off camera.
Yeah.
So that at least you can get something, some genuine, because, I didn't feel anything. Now, when we finally got the Alicia breaking down scene.
Yeah.
And her tears felt genuine to me, and she actually made me tear up a little bit. But I swear to God, I couldn't wait to discuss this with you.
Yeah.
Because it was.
No, it was not good. That's for sure. But the thing about it is like, you have that moment with Kim Dickens, her character, obviously, of Madison, where you don't really. You're not feeling it as much, but then when she shows that that more, I don't want to say evil side, but the side where she does anything at all costs to protect her family, that's when it's
very believable.
Yeah, that's when you're like, damn, she kills those scenes, like literally just those are. She's so badass in those scenes. So I don't know, but the losing of Travis this early, it really sucks to me, because he was coming around to being. This character that I was really enjoying watching, and who knows? I guess maybe that was the point for him to finally come around, like you said, and
they do that in both shows.
Yes, they do. They
make you love them right before. If they do anything wonderful, you're like, shit.
Yeah,
they're gonna go.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna go. All right, so we got a few comments on this really quickly from.
Anything on my acting?
Quite a few on your acting. I think your acting was, according to Facebook Live, it said it was the most liked part of the whole live stream. Andrew said, "I actually, let's see, I've actually got the reason he had to die. He got a pretty big role in the Avatar sequel, so that's why they killed him off." So
yep. Well, there you go. It takes a lot to be blue.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of time. I mean, you just did not have time to come hang out on Fear the Walking Dead, so I totally get it.
And teach your girl Alicia how to play chess.
Oh, I know. My girl Alicia. Debbie said, was really surprised about Travis. Wow. Then she says, talks about Madison. She can't act. Her grieving was so bad. Reese Nicole Brown, I don't think Cliff Curtis wants to be on the show anymore. That's kind of what I was feeling a little bit as well.
Because seriously, you've just got to try to catch the scenes of him on The Talking Dead. I mean, I don't even know what they did to make him go on there.
I saw a little bit. I saw him. I saw like a 3-minute clip and everything, and it was. It was rough. It was really painful to watch. That's for sure. But I do feel like
so bad for Chris Hardwick. I mean, it's like, dad gum, dude, you are pulling teeth here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so yeah, and Reese also said Travis wasn't that important to Maddie, so I don't think Travis dying will turn her evil. I don't know. I disagree in the sense that they tried to start making him more important. I will completely agree with you, Reese. The fact that he wasn't all that important for the first season and a half, and then the writers are like, "Oh shit, we got this character, and he's the boyfriend, and we completely forgot to make it like they were in any kind of loving relationship."
Oh, they're supposed to be in a relationship. Shit.
Yeah. Oops.
They're not married, so they have to like each other.
Exactly.
If they would have made them married, it would have been okay for all the.
It would have been that much more believable, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Haley said, she just said ha ha ha, and then I think that was great acting, Kelly, so I don't want to hear you say I'm not an actress. And Andrew said, you showed too much emotion, Kelly.
I'm sorry. I should have been. I can't see myself, so I didn't know if I was wooden enough.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah.
I mean, you sold it. You sold it to me. You seemed very broken up about Travis dying.
Okay.
So.
Darn it.
All right. Well, yeah. So I think we're in agreement that Travis dying was definitely a crazy moment in the double premiere. It was definitely unexpected. I did not like it. I thought that it was just kind of total side note, like, oh, you don't want to be on the show anymore? Okay, we kill you off. And
it felt that way how quickly they went through it. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, it was over and done with. It was just it was just that quick. So and I will say I can't see the live feed because my internet's too slow, and so I don't know if the Haley that you just mentioned is my Haley.
Yes.
I would like to show you my roots. If there wasn't a whole lot of people here, you moved to Austin and left me with roots. So thanks, Haley.
Yes, our roots need you. So, all right. So moving on to the second topic was Troy's methods, actual science. So we open up in season 3, episode 1. We see Travis, Alicia, and Madison getting taken to this military-style compound, which was a really badass set. I thought that was one thing that I really liked about episode 1 and 2, were the sets that they had. I mean, obviously, I think that was probably like a real life compound that they were on, because it was pretty incredible. But we see Noel Fisher, the guy from Shameless, Mickey from Shameless, and the bad Otto, Troy, taking Travis, Luciana, and Nick away to this basically kill chamber. You know, that's where they're going to get killed.
Did it remind you of anything?
It kind of reminded me maybe of Terminus.
Yes,
where they were taking them off to and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, just the whole all of our people lined up at the trough.
Yeah,
and everyone else gets killed, and we're working our way up to our people. Mm-hmm. It was very reminiscent of that to me.
I agree. It definitely was. There was we'll get to it here in a little bit with the Ottos, but I definitely felt a little bit of Terminus, as well as the St. John Dairy Farm with that as well. So from the Telltale Walking Dead. But yeah, so this is an interesting question to me, because sure, what Troy was doing was was just terrible. It was such an asshole thing to do, to take these people that think, oh my God, we found sanctuary, we found this place that we can survive. They've got guns, they've got supplies, they've got all these things that can
security.
Help us.
It looks great.
Yeah, it looks great, and then we're taken to this room and shot, not in the head, not killed, but we're shot in a place on our body, that way we can turn into a walker. So, but it was very interesting that they were basically trying to figure out how long it took for these people to become walkers. Yeah,
and based on your age, your weight, your how healthy you were before they shot you in the gut, all of that was very, very interesting. And okay, and
a little bit racist. That's for sure. There was definitely
because they wanted the Mexicans to they were taking the brown people, they took the brown people.
Yes. That was definitely when I saw that part, I was like, okay, this is a little bit definitely racist with the fact that they were I get that in the name of science that they're like, okay, different ethnicities, let's see if like there's a difference, I guess, in how fast they turn.
Right.
But the way they were going about it was definitely a little bit messed up. I mean, not a little bit, a lot of it messed up. So
and they were betting on it too. So when you introduce the gambling, you kind of skew science.
Yes.
But if they would have been people that were sick, maybe, and getting ready to die,
well, you go back to season 2 of Fear the Walking Dead. The fact that they were making those people sacrifice themselves to the wall. In the little compound that Nick went to and everything, those people didn't necessarily want to go to the wall.
Yeah, but they did. Yeah.
And according to Troy, what he was talking about, and of course Troy's a lying sack of shit. But Troy says,
one-eyed lying
he is
sack of
one-eyed
shit.
now. But according to Troy, nobody wanted to volunteer. Nobody wanted to volunteer themselves to become a part of their wall, because they had a whole entire area to keep a lot of the walkers away, similar to what we saw with the smell and everything with Nick, the compound that Nick was at previously. But it's an interesting thing to think about, I guess, whether or not where is the line crossed.
It was crossed. It was
science and cruelty.
Super crossed.
I agree. Horrible. No, it was definitely horrible.
Thank God, because I was getting ready to sign off right now.
Yeah, you're like, oh God, he's not going to say this. No, it was definitely not science. Like that is not my feeling on the matter, but it is interesting to think about, because we see things in real life that are done in very cruel manners. I love the show iZombie. And in iZombie, I believe it was the last season, the guy, Max Rager, he's more or less, turning people into zombies, but he's trying to figure out how he can control them and everything, and he's using science that way, but he's also being an asshole. It always comes down to money or jealousy. And I thought immediately whenever we see Alicia and Madison being taken off to this nice freaking room, and I see Travis, the dude. It was basically dudes and injured people that got taken off, and the ladies. So I'm immediately, I'm thinking, oh God, this is a horrible situation. This is like a rape and murder village.
Yes,
basically.
That's what I thought it was too. Yeah. I still didn't understand really either what Troy was. Where was he trying to go with Madison and because he was real flirty with her. Yeah. But was he flirty in I need you to be my mama?
I think he was flirty in I want to get in Alicia's pants and I got to get through the mom first.
Please, he didn't even look at Alicia. Not one time did he look at her. No.
I don't know.
Or do you think, he was thinking, okay, I'm gonna kill Travis off, and Madison will be a really great present for my dad. No, seriously, she's a beautiful woman. I'll give Madison to my dad so that he'll love me more than he loves Jake.
You bring up an interesting point there, and that could be the case.
He's a twisted dude.
Yes, he definitely is a twisted dude. That's for sure. I don't know. For me, I don't even think that he meant to kill Travis eventually. I think that he literally was going to go back and let Travis free, and then obviously when Travis had his escape plan and killed off one of the other soldiers, like he said, I think he said that threw a wrench into the situation. And it did. It threw a wrench in the situation where he's like, okay, I can't let Travis go at this point, even though I want to have a sweet, sweet girlfriend like Alicia, which I totally understand. Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do in order to get Alicia.
But why wouldn't you kill the mom?
Because that's not going to get you Alicia. How do you think that's going to get you Alicia?
Because then she'll be all sad and alone.
But you killed the mom that then in turn made her sad and alone, and I think that's a no-no. Yeah. I think
it is a no-no. It is a no-no. Don't ever kill the mom.
Yeah, I don't think
it's not a good thing.
I don't think that's the way to your sweetheart's heart. All right, the mom's in the way. Let me off her. Yeah. And then that immediately means I'm going to go to the bone zone with Alicia. Don't think that's how it works.
All right. So, how disturbed were you by the whole spoon scene? That was. I couldn't watch it.
It was rough. That was very, very intense. I literally thought she was going to spoon and pop his eyeball out of his head, which would have been ultimately really, really gross. So
I just did I did one of these. I'm like, until they got past that scene, because anything with eyes,
yeah.
No.
It was gross. It was gross, but it was great. And I did not expect that to happen that quickly. I know we saw it I think they ruined it with some of the teaser images. I've been trying to stay away more from Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead, and trying to kind of go into these things blind a little bit more than we did for last season, where I felt like every single thing was spoiled for me. But I did see something where Madison was attacking somebody, and I kind of put two and two together.
Yeah. When he brought her the tea, the camera zoomed in on the spoon, and it went in and out, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna do something with a spoon, So, and they did.
Well, he did. He got spooned right in the eyeball, which really, really sucked for him.
He seemed okay with it though.
I don't know. He kind of looks like a badass, pirate now. So
he does. He looks good.
I did see. That's the part I did see on the Fear of the Talking Dead, was the fact that they were talking about how handsome he still was, even though he was one-eyed. So
he was very handsome. Just with the patch, I was like, yeah, some people can work it, and he was working it. Well, and he's British also.
I did not know that. All these British people taking their gerbs. They handle themselves well in the zombie apocalypse. I think.
Yes, they do well.
Hey, maybe we need to take some notes from all the Brits in the zombie apocalypse. All right. So speaking of Jake, as well as the Ottos, do you think the Ottos should be trusted? And would you have stayed at the Broke Jaw Ranch?
I don't think there's anybody that could be trusted in the zombie apocalypse. It seems too good to be true. And I think they have discovered that by now. Early on, they would have just come in and they would have been like, oh my God, this is so great. Thank you very much. We're from California and we know people are supposed to give us things. And so that's how they would have been. But now I think they know to be wary.
I think so.
And to ride along with it, because it's a sweet setup, and I kind of hated Nick's attitude. Nick's not good at playing along.
No, he's definitely not very good at playing along. He was immediately like, we got to get the hell out of here. And I was thinking, why would you? Whenever they came up to that spread of the Broke Jaw Ranch, I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is incredible. Again, talking about some of the settings that we're going to be in for season 3, I think are awesome. This place looks so cool. By the way, I think I messed up. It's Troy that's the bad one. Jake is the good one. Yeah.
Troy is the bad one. Yes, Jake is the good one.
Yeah, Jake is the good one. Jake is the supposed good one of the Ottos right now. Who knows if he's actually truly good. But yeah, with Nick, not really. I don't really understand those feelings that he had. I get it. Actually, I totally get it. I would probably be the same exact way if somebody put me in a kill chamber. I'd be like, I'm getting the hell out of here no matter what. I don't trust these people. Like, I get.
Why be so hard?
I get that Jake over here is trying to be the nice guy, but that's typically a facade, and that person usually turns out to be more evil than the ones that are evil at face value.
Right.
So, I don't know. So do you trust the Ottos? Because even Jeremiah, I believe that's his name, the guy that played in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Even he seems so nice. The way that he was interacting with Madison, the fact that he knew that she had a gun, but just asked her to sign for it.
Yeah, no big whoop. You can. I always thought it was a lady's weapon anyway. Go ahead, just sign for it. He was extremely nice.
Yeah.
I don't trust them.
I don't either.
So, I mean, would I, in being the person that I am right now, the gullible, stupid idiot that I am now,
yes.
I probably would totally go for it. I'd be like, yay, this is so awesome. Look, I'm in the country and, it's fresh air and there's food and, nice people.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't think it's a smart idea. I think there has to be a reason why Troy is so bad.
Well, I think Jake was saying that he's kind of been that way for a very long time now, right? And we saw that Jeremiah did he say he lost his first wife? Or
he when his first wife left him.
Okay.
Now, and I thought that Jake said that they are half brothers because I could have swore he said when his mom left or something. I got the impression that they were half brothers.
That could
but
be the
anyway,
case. I don't know. We are just getting to learn these characters in season 3. They were just introduced in the first 2 episodes, but there's something about the fact that they can't rein Troy in, and we do see that Jake has that conversation with Troy saying, "Why do you think that Dad sent you out here?" I can't remember the exact quote. I wrote it down somewhere. It was, cast one out to protect the many, is what Jake told Troy. And yeah, I don't know. Troy seems to be so evil, but then even in that moment, he doesn't kill Luciana. He gives a gun to freaking Nick, which was the dumbest thing ever. I knew immediately as soon as he gave that gun to Nick that Nick was going to turn it on them, and I'm just like, don't.
You idiot, dude. He's going to ruin it for everybody.
Yes. But, I mean, that's what Nick does. I mean, he typically, he comes into a good situation and
he's the Rick of the crowd.
Yes. He is definitely the Rick of the crowd. So, for me, I wrote this down as I was watching the show. I said, Fear and The Walking Dead, both shows, they give us this ray of sunshine in the form of a frosty cold beer in the middle of the desert, only to have a monsoon of poop rain hit us at the moment we grab the glass. So,
that's so poetic.
I think that's very deep, that's how I feel ultimately about Broke Jaw Ranch. Is that we're gonna get there, and again, I was talking about something earlier, the fact that Broke Jaw Ranch kind of reminds me of the St. John's Dairy Farm. Kind of reminds me of Terminus. You see this thing on the outside that looks so good. We even see the kids playing, and that's usually the telltale sign of whenever they're trying to show off or illustrate. Oh, this is a great place. This is so good. The kids are here.
Exactly.
This is
There's
paradise.
kids there. Listen to the laughter of the little children.
Yeah.
And I think you're comparing this to the video game and St. John's Dairy is perfect.
Yeah.
It's totally perfect because, the almost, Southern charm of, y'all come in, have a cup of tea, let's get y'all something to eat, have have a sleep over there, you know? I mean, it's just like, yes, shit's going to go bad.
Yeah, I think so as well. I don't think they're going to turn out to be cannibals like they were at Terminus or St. John's, but I definitely feel like that there's something amiss going on at the Broke Jaw Ranch. I don't know what it is quite yet because, yeah, on the surface, they do seem like they are actual good people. It seems like they're going to take Nick and Madison in and Alicia because they had every right, in my opinion, to just be like, get the hell out of here. You're going to pull a gun on my boy here? And you know, after we said we're going to take you guys
already
in,
popped his eye out.
Yeah, exactly. You at the end of the day, that's your blood. And just like Madison will try to protect Alicia and Nick at all costs, I would assume that Jeremiah feels the same way. I think at this point, though, he feels that same way about Jake. Because it does seem like, you know, he seems like he thinks Troy's kind of a lost cause and doesn't really know what to do with him yet. But Jake, that's the reason why he lost sleep at night as they were trying to make their way back and everything. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens at Broke Jaw Ranch. I think it's a great setting for episodes to play out in season 3. I think it's going to be very interesting, an interesting place. And Ophelia, where the hell's Ophelia?
And I'm sorry, we didn't even talk about our buddy Strand at all, and the fact that he was a doctor for a moment, which
and he learned excellent Spanish really quickly.
Yeah, very, very muy bueno.
Yes.
And I just thought that was really interesting that he was smart enough to be a doctor for a minute and then, you know, deliver a baby. I loved when they said, you're going to have to put your hands up in her, in the woman, you know, and he's like, I ain't touching. My hands don't go up in no woman.
Yeah, I did like that point. I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know. I like Strand obviously a lot. I think he's one of our more favorite characters on the show. He brings some humor to the Fear the Walking Dead, where a lot of the other stuff is just like really dreary and just kind of like, oh god, take me down the whole hour that I watched this show. And you know, and Strand kind of lifts us back up with some of his moments in the episodes. But that being said, I thought his stuff was a little bit awkward and it felt out of place in these episodes. I thought that it would have been better suited to devote the first 2 episodes to Travis, Madison, Alicia, and Nick, and then have Strand come in. Like, I think Strand, that could have maybe opened episode 3 with Strand, like coming, you know, basically have that whole montage of moments play out with Strand, and then have him leaving, and then like maybe come back into to Madison and Nick and Alicia at Broke Jaw Ranch, but. It was still good to see him. I just felt like it was a little bit out of place where they put it in the premiere episode. So, that being said, what do you rate this episode out of Bacon's?
Okay, and 4 out of 5 Bacons is what I'm going to give it.
4 out of 5.
I liked it. I thought it was very solid.
I agree. I didn't give it 4, but I gave it 3.5 out of 5 Bacons. I thought that, I'm with you. It was a very solid double episode premiere. I don't typically like those because I feel like why do you have to give me 2 episodes in a row to make it more of an event or something like that? But I will say that these 2 played together quite nicely. I think that it would have been bad had they waited another week for all that stuff. I took 1.5 Bacons off because I still don't feel that I just didn't like Travis's death. I can't argue whether or not that it was warranted at this point. Maybe it will be. Maybe it turns out that like, holy crap, that was such a smart move by them to kill Travis off. But the way they did it, it was just a little bit lackluster for me. So I took a 1.5 Bacons off. Andrew says he gave it 4 out of 5 Bacons. And then he also said in episode 3, the promo for next week, they show Native Americans that might have shot the helicopter down. So I think they will make that they are bad. In the mid-season finale, we will see Salazar. That's Daniel Salazar. Since they said that he is coming back, then it'll be choosing a side. So, And
it's funny because Salazar and Otto, Jeremiah. Their characters remind me a lot of each other. And those, those kind of grisly old kind of guys.
Yeah.
Just not sure. Very smart, but still not sure if you should trust either one of them.
For sure.
They seem like they could be drinking buddies that get in a fist fight every time they get together.
I think they would be very fun to see on screen together. I love the tail that keeps wagging. Is that
Zelda?
Zelda's tail. It's so and it looks really cool on the green on the with the background because and you just see like this one like
just a tail,
just a tail wagging back and forth. That's
Zelda,
pretty funny.
Come here, right up here. Come here, come on. Oh no.
She's done.
She said no. That's it.
I'm going
That's
away
it.
now.
That's it.
All right, so I say open it up. If there's anybody in the chat, Andrew, anybody else that wants to discuss anything else from the episodes. Andrew did say that he really liked the part where with the science, Troy doing the experiments. He said, I think this is what he's referring to. He said, "Oh, that was so brilliantly done. And remember, the series takes place in 2005. They don't know how the virus works, so they are testing everyone to see how long it takes." Plus, that reference to Australia was pretty cool. I don't know what the reference to Australia was. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't.
Andrew, please let us know what you meant by the reference to Australia.
Yeah, I didn't remember that part, and I didn't remember that this was in 2005 either. I need to look up what year that Porsche was. That.
Yeah, I know that was a pretty sweet Porsche.
It was.
Whenever he rode off in that, and my style and my color. And as he rode off in the Porsche.
It seemed like a lot of scene just to give him a car.
Yes.
It
was a sweet car. I'm not quite sure why it still had gas in it for such a badass car. Those are the moments on TV shows where I'm like, you didn't really make it all that believable.
No, I mean, it was covered up. It was the gift to her daughter for when she got married.
Oh, was it? That's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
we haven't talked about her part in this episode, which I forget that character's name.
Her name is Eileen.
Eileen.
Yes, and it was sad to me because I was happy to see her, and I was hoping. I thought, hey, this is awesome. I love Brenda Strong. And yay, she's going to be on the show a little bit longer. But no, she came back just long enough to, jump off the balcony.
To jump out of the room. Yeah, I did too. I thought she was going to be back. Whenever we were kind of going through everything, I'm thinking, oh yeah, she's going to be a series regular now. Because it's like, why would she come back for a quick little cameo in this episode? But I understand it. I think they had to get out of the hotel because that was a real-life, living and breathing hotel that has guests at it, and they needed to get Strand in and out of there because they left him there at the end of season 2. So, yeah, that was kind of, I guess, their only way to get him out of there. It was like Hector and other hotel lady, which I forget her name as well.
I think her name was Elena.
I was like, damn, y'all are ruthless. Just kicking Dr. Strand out of here. He's done a pretty admirable job. He delivered a baby. He's fixing other people up and everything. So...
kept them from being ripped apart. They would have been ripped apart, but they were still pissy about it.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't quite understand that. Tanya says, Strand's car reminds me of Glenn in his red car. I love that scene. That's one of my all-time favorite scenes in The Walking Dead, when he peels out of Atlanta and he's got, he's got the car alarm like going off the entire time.
Yes, the entire time, but he's still loving it so much. Yeah. The thing is, Glenn had never driven a car like that before, so for him it was such a treat. Strand, I think we're kind of led to believe that, he's had these kind of automobiles at some point. Whether he earned them or stole them, who knows?
Or talked his way into getting them, without stealing them. Because that's what he does. He convinces people to do things for him, which is great. You're totally right, Andrew. I completely forgot about that moment from the comic books. But yeah, so Fear the Walking Dead more or less kind of adapted a scene from the Walking Dead comic books with Michonne and the Governor, because Michonne takes the governor's eyeball out in the comic books with the spoon. So,
right.
Which is, I'm glad you brought that up, Andrew. I like that face you just made with the dogs barking.
No, it wasn't the dogs barking. It was the spoon and the popping the eyeball out that got me. I can't.
It was a really gross moment whenever she did that in the comics, because it's like, and then I'm pretty sure, Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly confident there's like an entire panel devoted to just like the eyeball,
the eye like, with a little the nerve that's coming off the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was great, and I mean, that was someplace that I was kind of sad that The Walking Dead, the TV show, didn't go to the same lengths that the comic book did. I get that it was, the governor, he was horrendous, he was horrific, but I just thought there was a reason to hate the governor so much more, and that's why to this day, and I know everybody's like, oh my God, the governor again.
I know.
If you're a long-time listener or watcher of our stuff. But
we always have to go back to this. Why was Michonne so mean to him? Well, he made her eggs and gave her clothes and a place to sleep.
Well, not even that for me, but it was just like, that's why the governor was, to me, he'll be always and forever the most evil and vile villain in the Walking Dead universe. So maybe not on the TV show, but I'd say even on the TV show, but more to come on that. So, Brenda said, I really hope that Nick would finally hit the showers. With you there. I mean, come on, get a hot bath somewhere around here. She also said that Brenda also said that Nick has become the Fear the Walking Dead's Daryl, the version of Daryl. And yeah, they definitely have been using some of the comic book stuff. They've been using some. Actually, yeah, it's more or less they've been using a lot of the comic book stuff before the Walking Dead main show can utilize it. They used the whole thing last season with whenever Travis, they were on the boat and everything. I forget those characters' names because they were basically throwaway moments because it didn't really lead to anywhere.
Charlie.
Yeah, I cannot remember what was going on with that group, but yeah, whenever they used the walker and they put the sack over its head and delivered it to him and it attacked.
Oh yeah.
That was a scene that they took out of the comic books that hasn't happened yet in the Walking Dead comic books yet. So, well, actually, I guess it just did. It more or less happened with Sasha in season 7. It just played out a little bit differently with the character of Holly in the Walking Dead comic books. But yeah, that was something very similar that they took from the Walking Dead comic books. And then let's see. Brenda also said, why was Travis the only one in the helicopter that got shot? Not once, but maybe twice. Again, who knows? That's why I felt that it was a little bit
convenient
and convenient. Yeah. Yes.
Well, and they did explain that in the Talking Dead somewhat. The fact that the shot came up from underneath the bottom of the helicopter and basically.
Shot him in the neck and the stomach.
He said, Cliff Curtis said that it kind of came up through his stomach and went up. He said, I only felt it once, just one time. That's all I felt. Just like.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
To me, it looked like he got shot twice.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. He got shot twice. Once in the neck and then once in his gut. I don't know. It's still really disappointing to me because I really felt like I think he was good for the show. I think that he was becoming great for the show, and now it's just when I think.
Okay,
here's
the question.
Yeah.
Would they have let him become great if they were going to keep him? Would he have had all those awesome kills and become, this awesome character that we knew all this time that he could become?
Yeah.
If they were going to keep him as Madison's spouse, significant other.
I don't know why they couldn't have.
Okay, that wasn't my question.
Well, I think it only applies to The Walking Dead with Rick Grimes. I think that's what you're looking at is you're saying Madison and Rick Grimes are basically the same person. Like they're one and the same. The fact that the spouse is basically just there to spur them on into these these moments of either like emotional loss or emotional triumph moments. Is that what you're more or less saying?
I don't mean just necessarily with Rick Grimes. I just mean the Walking Dead world in itself, just as a whole. They typically don't let. Quite often, they underutilize a character until they're going to kill them. They make it where you're just ready to, go insane, and then they do something super awesome, and then they kill them.
Yeah, and it's usually with the side characters, with the more like B players on the show, where they start to get their shining moments, and then they get rid of them. But yeah, I don't know. I You're probably right. You're probably right. The fact that they would have never allowed him to suddenly just become this ultimate badass, and I honestly feel like that moment in the fighting pits was almost like, you know what, Travis, aka Cliff Curtis, the real actor, the person, we've really haven't let you do a whole lot of kick-ass cool stuff on the show. Let's let you have your moment in the sun. Let's have you. You're gonna have walkers coming at you. You're gonna freaking grab like a freaking what was that? A concrete.
The concrete block and smash its head.
Smash this other walker's
throw
heads.
one on top of the rebar and all the it goes through its back and I think maybe they were trying to make up to him. So it's like when he goes on The Talking Dead, maybe he won't be quite as pissy.
Yeah, maybe he'll have actually something to talk about other than I was there because I wanted to protect Chris, but Chris was such an asshole. I really don't know why I wanted to protect his ass. But yeah, it wasn't. They did have a nice nod back to Chris in the double premiere. So I don't know. Tanya said, "I hate that they killed him, but they want Madison to be the Rick. They really do." Well, I think that they want Madison to be like the alternate universe version of Rick, where she's like, if you watch Flash, which I love Flash, and I just finished season 3 of Flash. But where they have the like Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3, and each version of that individual on the different Earths obviously has a completely different personality. They're the same person. If Barry Allen was standing in front of Barry Allen from Earth 1 and Earth 2, obviously they look identical for the most part. But their personalities are completely different. And I feel like that they've got the Rick Grimes of the Walking Dead universe, and then they've got Madison from Fear the Walking Dead, and I still stand by the fact that I feel like that they're making her into a villain. Like I just don't know. I don't know where they're going with her character arc other than her turning into a villain. Yes, Brenda said yes. Harry and HR, freaking love HR. I love HR so much. Mom, you need to get on not Fear the Walking Dead. Flash. The Flash is so much fun.
I'm just behind. I haven't watched season 3, but I'm up to season 3. Okay, which version are you?
Which version am I?
Mm-hmm.
If I was in a version of
the alternate universes, which are you in? Are you like the are you the good you right now? Or are you the villain you?
I think
what are you?
I don't know.
All right. Are you the confused universe?
Do you have a definitive answer for yourself? Do you know?
Hell no. I have no idea who I am.
No, I don't either. I think some days I want to be the good person, and then some days I want to be the villain, but I don't have it in me. I think that's the ultimate. The ultimate answer is that I think most of the time I'm Travis. I think that's what the majority, all of us is Travis.
Yeah.
Like where the majority of the time we're wishy-washy and we can't keep a straight path to whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. We're like, some days we're badass, and other days we're like, well, they were, I know they tried to kill us, but they meant well. They really meant
extenuating circumstances.
Yeah. So I think that's why for me I really relate to somebody like Travis so much, is that I feel like I have a lot of Travis in me, and I definitely feel like if I was in the zombie apocalypse, I would be more.
I wouldn't have made it to
Travis.
Season 3.
No, you would have been Travis's first wife. Is that how you'd have been?
I would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, it is really crazy to think that there are only 3 original Fear the Walking Dead members left. Nick, Alicia, and Madison, and that's it.
Alicia did call them the core 4.
Oh, she did? Well, who was the 4th?
Well,
was
Travis was.
Travis,
yeah.
the core four, yeah. That's the Atlanta Five. So,
right.
yeah, they've definitely thinned that original
The
Fear
herd.
the Walking Dead cast out quite a bit. So,
it's kind of interesting because if you think about comparing the two shows again, you have the Clarks.
Yeah.
Who basically the only originals that are left happen to be all related.
Yeah.
And Rick has been lucky enough to keep his two children.
Yeah.
So I mean that's interesting. I mean, what are the odds that everybody else is going to die and
you've kept like two of your own there.
That screaming baby.
Yeah. Well, Judith should have died. She should have gone whenever they had their moment to do it in a nice way, unless they do something with Judith on the show. But I still feel like that was like a cop out by AMC, that they were just like, we can't
kill that kid.
We can't kill the baby off.
Can't kill the baby. Her babysitter though, Tyrese is going. We're killing Tyrese, but
got rid of him. So all right, so closing it out with Fear the Walking Dead, and Tanya, by the way, and is it Tanya or Tanya? I always mix it up. What was the boo for? Was the boo for losing Travis, or was the boo for something else? Let us know if you're still in the chat. All right, so closing it out with Fear the Walking Dead, I'm excited. I think that this double-sized premiere, it got me excited for things to come on the TV show for the rest of the season. We've got 13 episodes, or no, 13 or 14. I don't know if they're doing 16 episodes or 15 again. So Andrew said, "Wow, baby haters." Not baby haters.
I love Judith. I think she's adorable. Justin is evil. That's why I brought up the whole which version is he? He's the evil version. That's all I'm trying to say.
I do want to be evil. I think that's it. I think that's what I want to be. No, I don't hate babies. I just don't like them on the show because I feel like that they have to like come up with these situations that I feel like are not needed on the show anymore.
Just going to tell you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite scenes have been Rick holding Judith, and like Rick right after he's had a shower and he's all nice and clean and he's got that blue shirt and he was holding Judith. Oh my God. And when Negan was playing with Judith.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are two of my favorite scenes in The Walking Dead.
Good God. You're ridiculous. Brenda asked, you don't consider Strand an original? I do and I don't. A part of me considers him an original, but then a part of me does not consider him an original because I think of the family as the original. Just like. But
it's okay. That is interesting because he was there in the first episode, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
Or was it
this? Came in this first. I feel like he came in the second episode because maybe I'm wrong. You guys, you keep us on our toes because I'm
okay.
Not,
we
I'm
met
not
him.
100% sure.
We met him in that little encampment, the prison encampment. Was that the second or was that the third episode?
I just don't feel like it was the first, but that's been so long ago, and
it has been a while.
And I have not gone back and watched Fear the Walking Dead season 1 or season 2. Not that I wouldn't. It's just on Hulu. It's so stupid that they put it on Hulu as opposed to put it on Netflix like The Walking Dead is on. So Brenda said IMDb says episode 4. So
okay,
yeah.
So that's why he's not the.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost consider. Yeah, I don't keep it like with The Walking Dead because it's been so much longer. We're 7 seasons, about to be 8 seasons in. So I do consider people outside of Rick and Carl to be a part of that original group. Like Glenn, because Glenn was one of those original members. The Atlanta Five, I think, is what everybody refers to them. It's not the Atlanta Five anymore because Glenn's no longer a part of that group.
Right.
But I do consider those people, even though they're outside of Rick Grimes' immediate family, to be part of the original group. Now, maybe if Fear the Walking Dead makes it to like 7 seasons as well, then if Strand is still around, Daniel Salazar is still around, Ophelia, if she's still around, then I probably I'm like, all right, I'll throw them in there. I still at this point don't really know what they're going to do with Ophelia, with her character. I'm not 100% sure. She didn't show up in these episodes, which I thought was a little bit odd. But then again, I think it's probably a smart move, because then they can hold her back to suddenly come in and be like, holy shit, like they would have another reunion like they did in these 2 episodes. So, and then Andrew asked, will we see the people from the Plane miniseries? I did not watch that Plane miniseries, but do you think that they'll come into play in this Fear the Walking Dead season 3, kind of like they did with season 2?
Yeah, for a second.
Yeah,
and then they cut them loose.
Yeah.
See, and I didn't watch the Plane. I tried not to anyway.
I wanted to watch it all in one sitting,
right?
Because I don't like watching it in little 15 to 25-second bursts.
And I do know it is all on AMC's website now. So
I'll have to go check that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just I'm with you. It's hard enough for me to remember what happened in 42 minutes worth of episode.
Yeah.
From the previous week, let alone just the 15 seconds that they had during a commercial stop set that is way too long.
Yeah, no, I don't. I hope that we do. From what I saw of that little mini series, I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it was cool. Like the 2 characters that we were first introduced into, I think it was like literally the first episode of that mini series. The 2 girls. I thought that would have been interesting. I don't know. I had to go back and watch it, Andrew, to determine whether or not I would even want them to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. I think right now I'm more on like, is Daniel going to come in? What's Ophelia's role going to be going forward on the show? Is Luciana, is she going to truly make it? I think that she will at this point, because I think that she would have died off. But then again, I thought freaking Travis would have died in the Walker pits, but no, he died in the plane in a very crazy spur of the moment. Really quickly, I'm going through some of the comments.
Justin's like, this is Facebook Live. I don't even know how to end it.
Yeah, how do you end Facebook Live? And if anybody's wondering why I look a little bit weird,
you do look weird. You look weird in blue. How come you're so blue?
I like it. Maybe I know, wanted to be blue.
But
just like in Arrested Development, what's his name? He wanted to be blue. I wanted to be blue.
Part of the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, he wanted to be in the Blue Man Group. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting going forward on the show. I'm really excited to find out, who shot the plane or the helicopter down. What will happen with Madison, as she seems like she's like, this is our new home, and we'll take it by force if we need to, which I do not think is the right move. One, because you're surrounded by a group of armed survivalists, and you have one singular gun.
One gun. You have one gun.
That they know that you have now.
Yeah, exactly. Now, who has it? Does she have it, or was that the gun that Nick grabbed off her butt?
I don't know if Nick still... No. Nick got the gun from Troy. Troy gave him that
I know,
gun.
but what was Nick grabbing from her butt?
That was a really awkward scene.
It was a super awkward. I'm like...
I was like, oh, man.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what?
I'm so uncomfortable.
I mean, we have a awkward, I guess, or I guess some people say awkward relationship because we get along so well as mother and son.
Yes, exactly.
But I would say that was definitely. I'm not gonna reach around and that was awkward.
I guess. Moment. I mean, she was telling him to.
She was telling him to, but it was just a little bit weird there. I was like, all right,
lower.
This lower hug thing is going on for a little bit too long. Madison could have just said, hey, Nick, I got a gun.
Yeah, exactly. Stop looking into each other's eyes, and I mean, I'm thinking, I love Justin. I love him like crazy, but I never look tenderly into his face and pet him.
Yeah. And be like, get around my butt. Get around my butt area.
That was weird. That was just weird.
Well, apparently everybody agrees with us.
Okay, good.
Or at least Brenda and Tanya agree with us. It was just Madison was showing Nick she had a gun in the most awkward and comfortable way. Yes,
just say I have a gun. You don't have to touch it, fool.
Exactly. Yeah, don't shoot my butt cheeks off. His gun's live. It's loaded.
Damn! Way to give it away.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on there. So, all right. Well, I think that ends our first Fear the Walking Dead Facebook live stream. It was fun. We haven't gotten together in a very long time, which I think we'll have a separate video about that on our YouTube channel, which is Rantpocalypse. So if you want to go subscribe to our YouTube channel, we'd greatly appreciate that.
It'd be super duper awesome.
It would be super awesome. And you're probably watching this on our YouTube channel as well, because we're going to just, every week that we do our Facebook Live reviews and reactions to Fear the Walking Dead, we'll then post it up on the YouTube page as well for you to watch it if you missed it here. Yeah, that's it. I think that's everything I got. Thanks, Andrew, for hanging out. Thanks for everybody else for hanging out. Brenda, Tanya, and whoever else was here and skipped in and out. So,
hey, Justin, I have a gun. It's down in my pants.
I think you can keep that down your pants. So I'll take your word for it. You can just write me a note next time.
Okay, all right.
Just pass it on to me. You got to go.
Okay, that works. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. And again, thanks for hanging out with us. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.